Are you creating your Giving Tuesday plans? Here is your reminder that this day isn't just another date on the calendar. It is a global generosity movement. And since it began in 2012 with a simple idea, a day to do good, Giving Tuesday has inspired millions of people around the world to donate, volunteer, and share acts of kindness. In fact, last year alone, more than 36 million people in the US participated, and over 2 million posts used the hashtag Giving Tuesday. This year, it is happening on Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, and it is your moment to make it your own. So, whether that's sharing your campaign, inviting supporters to join your monthly giving program, or simply saying thank you, there are endless ways to show up authentically. So, I've even shared some of my favorite creative outside of the box ideas with Giving Tuesday that you will find featured on their website. So head over to givingtuesday.org/participate or click the link in the show notes to get inspired, grab some free resources, and build a plan that feels right for your mission. Welcome to the final bonus episode of this series. This is Missions to Movements. I am Dana Snyder, and you are listening to an unedited version of the show where the past 3 Mondays, I have been just giving some short solo episodes on things that I think are important to think about with year end coming up. So we talked about LinkedIn thought leadership. We talked about events, making monthly giving the primary centerpiece for the events that you have coming up. So there's continuous revenue beyond that one event. And we talked about public relations and specifically how to get your organization, your monthly giving programs featured in holiday gift guides. And today I wanted to share a story and kind of my own personal case study, but really a story and focus on nurturing. So, question for you is, do you have a nurture campaign planned before your year-end appeals go out? I'm asking this because I was on a VIP intensive call recently. And of course, we're talking about all acquisition and we're talking about a lot of their end of year appeals are drafted. And so we were talking about email and direct mail and SMS. And I asked what text messages in that series are touch points planned for nurturing, for telling stories before these asks go out. And there wasn't anything planned. And I think this is such a beautiful opportunity right now. It is the perfect time to shine a light on all the incredible work that you've done this year. And whether you are a team of uno or 200, to sit down, reflect on the stories, the moments, the milestones that have mattered this year, and start to figure out a cadence of sharing them, sharing emails that don't have an ask, but an opportunity for your audience to lean in and connect with you before you ask them to give. So one of the ways that you can do this, and you can do this really through direct mail, SMS. I'm going to share an example of an email that I did recently with the Nurture email. And so on National Nonprofit Day, which was on August 19th, it's a Sunday. So I sent out an email on a Sunday and it generated 268 replies. I had a specific call to action to reply. I'm going to read you the email. And I just want you to think about how could you do this in your nonprofit? And I'm going to share some examples for you to brainstorm with too. So National Nonprofit Day, obviously it was relevant culturally. It made sense to my audience because you are nonprofit professionals. The subject line said, "Because you deserve to be celebrated," smiley face. This is what the email said. "Happy National Nonprofit Day." And I had the first name, or if I didn't know the person's first name, I had put in "World Changer!" exclamation mark. "I packed my first suitcase for a mission trip when I was 12, danced for 12 hours in college to raise money for kids at Children's Miracle Network. And I started my very first job at Take Stock in Children of Sarasota County and cried reading a story about the Where Angels Play Foundation. And that's the moment I left my corporate job and never looked back. Nonprofits aren't just part of my resume, they're part of me. And if you're reading this, I know they're a part of you too. Maybe you run after school programs or protect local green spaces or make sure no family goes hungry. Whatever your mission is, whatever it looks like, your work matters. You might not always get the thanks you deserve, but I see you. And on National Nonprofit Day, I want to say this. Thank you for the impact you've had on my life. Thank you for the impact you've had on all of ours. As a small token of appreciation, I'd love to gift you something: a free audiobook code to my book, The Monthly Giving Mastermind, plus a coffee on me to start your week out right until they run out, in parentheses. Just hit reply and say, I got this, and I'll send everything over. Smiley face. So this email, right? Nothing about this. I mean, I'm not a nonprofit, so nothing about this was an ask. I wasn't selling anything. This was just about gratitude. And at the very end of the email, and normally when I've done this or a gift card or something, I'll just put the actual button. And I was like, I'm just curious, like, who's actually going to read this on a Sunday? Make it all the way to the end of the email. And so I offered those two small gifts, a free audio book of my book and a Starbucks gift card until they ran out. And again, all they had to do was reply the words, I got this. 8 replies. People were sharing stories with me. They thanked me. This was so lovely, honestly, to receive on this end, and how good it feels. So good to actually get a response from people when so often it's just like a push email out and you don't hear anything. So the concept of this is, how do you get people to lean in? This also, the open rates boosted my email deliverability. My last 3 emails, and actually a lot of the emails that I've sent since this, have 56, 60% plus open rates. So it's telling email providers, ooh, this is quality content. Let me make sure it hits that person's inbox. And this is the power of nurturing. So is there an occasion, there could be a volunteer appreciation week, a program milestone, anything really, where you can really create this nurture funnel for yourself? Actually, you don't even have to have a specific day that is relevant to your organization. I would just go ahead and start sending these. And what is it that you could offer as that return for a reply? I think a small gift shows thoughtfulness. This could be a digital guide. This could be a playlist. I know recently I was talking to Jess Campbell, and she works with Chamber of Mothers, and their monthly giving program that I'm a part of is called the Matriarchy. And so they put together like a rage playlist for moms with everything that's going on. I thought that was so clever. Is it an audiobook? Is it something that's tangible, whether it's a coffee or a pin or a sticker? And I think something else that I've seen recently is let donors opt in and choose. So hit reply and choose your free gift, a pin or a sticker, or pick your favorite, a shirt or a tote. Or it could be even in kind of like an impact response. So what inspires you to give to this organization? What's inspired you to be here? Dressember did this kind of like opt-in message brilliantly. They sent an email, this was a while ago now, but they sent an email to all of us, a part of the collective, offering people a fanny pack. Now people talk about it as a crossbody bag, but it was like their color brand. And I loved opting in. And it's like my mini badge of belonging. And I love talking about it. Anytime somebody asks me where I got it, I share it. It's because I'm part of Dressember. So how can you really make these replies or this engagement, this call to action interactive? So reply and tell me your word for why you give, and I'll send you a little thank you gift in return. So every reply, you're growing that relationship and you get that better inbox. So there's also some creative ways you could think about extending this into partnerships you have with local organizations. Maybe you have a local coffee shop. Would they sponsor little gift cards? Is there a wellness brand that you work with that they would donate app codes, meditation app codes, or yoga classes? Are there corporate partners that would work with you on co-branding some swag, whether it be a water bottle or that pin or the tote? Are there stickers that you have or pins? Again, it's not, I don't want to think about the cost, and I don't want the cost to bog you down on doing this lean in exercise, but it's really the experience of how can somebody either choose something and get back to you, engage, and just be a part of something really fun. So my thought, my ask to you is to do a nurture challenge for yourself. And you can do this. You could do this just through email. If you have SMS, you could do this through text messaging, direct mail. There's all different cool ways, fun ways that you could do this. Try and pick a time to do this. My email is plain text, super simple, that says thanks, tells a story, offers that way to lean in, that way to reply, and make it something quick. And then the even cooler part was I loved personally following up with those people who responded, especially ones who left really thoughtful messages and notes. So really the thought here of all of this is, before you hit send on the year-end appeals, take time to thoughtfully put together just as much effort on a nurture campaign. Send heartfelt, interactive emails, celebrate the community that's there, give them the choice in a way to engage with you in a really fun way. Again, you probably have guides, maybe it's recipes, playlists, things that don't have to cost necessarily anything, but can just open the door to bigger conversations, open them up to remembering you. And those conversations are what can turn just like that email list subscriber or one time supporter into hopefully a sustainer for you. So if you try this, tag me, DM me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me on Instagram. I always love to celebrate your creativity or feature you in a campaign. And if you do this, also the call for speakers are open for Monthly Giving Summit, which is February 25th and 26th. So you can sign up for that. And I hope you really enjoyed this mini series. If you did, I would love to hear from you. This is my nurture ask. And the best way to do that is, of course, I'm recording this into a microphone into my computer, and I would love to hear back from you. So if you can drop a review on Apple or Spotify unfortunately doesn't do any like text, it's just the star. So if you listen on Apple Podcasts, that would be amazing. Drop me a note. Let me know what you thought about this mini series. I hope they were helpful. And yeah, I would just love to hear back from you. And I hope you have a beautiful day and fundraising season and back to our normal Wednesday weekly programming. Have a wonderful rest of your week.